Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. I'm Brian. Mr. Smith, this is my kitchen. Uh, so, I at times feel weird saying that, but it's all true. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're returning for more adventures, so to speak, I'm glad you came back. I'm always glad to see everybody. I really like the community we're building here. Um, So if you are new to my channel, quick synopsis. Tuesdays, we just sit here at the table and talk. Um, Wednesdays, we try to do some cooking, usually dinner. Thursdays, we try to do some baking, and we also do a few other things here on our channel. We do some canning. We do preserve a lot of foods here. We do a little bit of woodworking here and there when I can fit it into my schedule. Uh, we have fish that we talk about on occasion, do some gardening, things of that nature. Uh, Basically, it's kind of like documenting my life. You guys get to know me a little better and hopefully learn something along the way, is the basis of the channel. I do have a video a long while back of what my channel is about, but that's the kind of the shortened version. So anyhow, today's Tuesday, and I just wanted to talk about a few things. Um, and I wanted to celebrate somebody who I've known for a long time now, uh, going on, 18 years at any rate, 17 years, um, and who's a great guy. And, I talk a little bit about respect, and then show some stuff we're getting ready to work on. I got a ton of tomatoes that just came off the vine. I'm really excited to show you, and we'll see what's going on the rest of the week. But anyhow, um, the first thing I was thinking about was really watching at the moment all the flooding that's going on in Louisiana from the hurricane that just went through there, and I really think that between that and the massive wildfires that are going on in the West Coast, along with the drought, fortunately here in Ohio, other than it being sticky and humid like most Augusts are, although this is the last day of August and the weather is supposed to break, um, nothing's really been bad here, comparatively speaking. But yeah, I know I'm keeping them in my thoughts and prayers. And I just want to ask that you guys at least keep them in your thoughts also. I try never to push a religion in any one direction, but I mean, if prayer is your thing, if you could put them in your prayers also, that would be just amazing. I think they need our help. Even though we see a lot of, social differences, um, it, uh, it's always nice to see when we can all come together as a national community to at least keep people in our thoughts. Um, and if you can help in any of those situations, that would be awesome too. But anyhow, minimum, keep them in your thoughts, along with our people that are overseas still, with the whole thing going on in the Middle East, and just those poor people that don't have a choice over there, that just want to go and live their lives. Sorry, I'm playing with a fidget toy. Um, I picked it up off the counter. It's my daughter. It's Abby's, my youngest. Um, and this thing is so nice to play with. I highly recommend you get one. But anyhow, thoughts and prayers. But today I really wanted to talk a little bit about respect. And what does it mean? What are your what are the thoughts? What are your thoughts? What do you think respect means? I can give you the dictionary version of it, and its definition is it's got twofold. A feeling of admiration for somebody's abilities, qualities, or achievements. Like I really respect um, my, she's the head of operations for my business, a fine woman named Cheryl, who I've worked with now for 16 years. Um, she has gone from being a store manager to vice president of operations for our company, and I've watched her grow, and I admire her so much. She is, she's strong-willed and direct, but in the most kindest way. She has that uncanny ability to get things done. And makes you always feel like you're part of a team, and I think that's amazing. Not everybody has that skill, but she does. And the second definition is the regards for feelings, wishes, and rights or traditions of others. And that can include religious traditions or holiday traditions or just quirks that somebody may have. A lot of that has to do, in my mind, my best example is, family values. Like the traditions of your family. Like traditionally, we can late summer into early fall, and we'll pass that down to our kids. The tradition of gardening. Once again, something we can pass down. Woodworking, I would like to be able to pass down. Any pleasures you have. The tradition of going to church on Sundays, or taking a ride, or going out to brunch, or having your family over, or a certain meal you make at a holiday. No matter what your holiday is, food is kind of a universal thing. It doesn't matter what religion you are, even if you're no religion at all. You still get together at certain times to celebrate. Most people celebrate, no matter what the event, there's food involved. Baseball's got hot dogs, things like that. So, it's being respectful of other of places, of nouns, basically, persons, places, or things. And I think that's something in some ways we're kind of lacking. Excuse me. Jeez, Pete. Got a frog in my throat. We're kind of lacking on is respect in general. And I think in some ways it kind of goes back to chivalry, like opening the door for somebody, when they're coming through, or holding the door, or things like that. There's a little less than that than there should be. I remember another example is of a sign of respect. And this goes back to a workplace. I had an employee a long time ago said, he was like, I really respect you. That's why I work hard for you. And I smiled and took it as a compliment. But then the more I thought about it, I don't think he knew what respect truly meant. Because yes, he did work very hard when I was there. But when I wasn't there, he didn't have enough respect for me to continue working hard and efficient. Wanted to spend a little more time goofing off on other people's shifts. And I said to him, I said, you say you respect me, but you don't truly respect me, because if you did, you would kind of follow my lead all the time. You would do what we believe to be right all the time. And you don't. It's kind of ranks up there with using your turn signal even if nobody's looking. Do you? I know I try to. I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna say I do it all the time, but I try my best to do it 100% of the time. Which, really quick, 100% isn't always 100%. When I tell my employees, I have one basic rule: come in, do your job, and do it at 100%. But 100% may not always be, if you buy a car and you drive it all the time and it's giving you 100%, but then the spark plugs start to go out. They're not as efficient as they used to be. So your overall may only be 80%, but that motor's still trying to give 100% of the 80% it has. And so I get that. That's what I mean by 100% isn't always 100%. You may come in and not feel well. You may have something going on in your outside life, that is bringing you down. You may have a cold. But if you still get up and try to do what you need to do that day, you're giving 100%, even if you're only feeling 80%. Um, so that's that. It was just a side thought. So, what I really want to talk about is somebody I truly respect. He is an amazing man. His name is David Ingram. I worked with him some years ago, and he was one of my employees, and hands down one of my best employees. And he was always so self-motivated. He had a distinct plan of where he wanted to be in life, and wasn't going to allow anybody to stop that. Now, that doesn't mean he was mean about it, or cruel or shun people. Quite the contrary. He is quite the people person, and is always looking out for others. But he doesn't let that distract him from the path he's wanted to be on, and he has done great strides. So I just want to talk about a little bit about some of the things he's done since he's left the restaurant industry. He went into law to practice law, and in that he is also doing great things for his community, and even a little bit outside his community. For an entire state, and in that aspect, I am so proud to call him my friend. We don't talk nearly as much as we used to, and a lot of that, he now has a family and several pokers in the fire, so to speak. Much like myself, his is just on he's got different pokers. We'll just leave it at that in his fire than I have in mine. I've always been kind of like his country cousin, so to speak. But anyhow, so Dave at 35 years old, here's what all he's accomplished, and I respect everything he has done, at knowing that he is truly in his heart a good person to everybody he meets, and he does what he says, and he's going to, he's always trying to make a difference and make your life a little better, no matter what the deal is. So with Dave, like I say, he's 35 years old. He just became the first assistant prosecuting attorney for Franklin County, which is here in Ohio, at the prosecutor's office, which is amazing in itself, And he's, and in the process, he has worked with the opioid epidemic agencies here in Ohio to help put together plans, to help people with addiction. He helped design the credential processing forms for chemical dependency to make it easier for people to get help. Which is awesome. He has. Sorry, I had to write all this down because Dave has done so much in his adult life that I couldn't possibly remember all of this. So I wrote it down, and this is just a quick synopsis. It's not even near everything. But he has a Bachelor's of Arts degree in political science and criminology, from the Ohio State. Yeah. People in Ohio are nuts about Ohio State. I happen to be one of those nuts. But he earned his law degree from Capital. All this while working. He took and taking care of family. He is, like I said, he's just amazing. I can't brag on him enough. But not only after getting his degree, he's started his own private practice, along with doing all the things I'm about to mention. He is allowed to practice law in Ohio. He is allowed to practice law with the Supreme Court of the United States, the United States Court of Appeals. He has the ability to work with the United States District Courts in Northern and Southern Ohio. He has dedicated himself so much to helping people that, now he is able to practice law with all these entities. And on top of all of this, he serves as a board member for the 411 Foundation here in Ohio. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Young Professionals. And he's doing the Columbus Young Professionals Leadership Council. All that in the community in the Columbus area. He has started so many programs to help, people who need help. He does. Oh my goodness, it was for small businesses. To help small businesses legally. He's working with professionals to do that. He also was recognized by City Pulse, which is a magazine, as one of the top 52 professionals to know. He's 35 years old, and is one of the top 52 people to know, professionally. That's amazing. I guess what I find amazing about it is, if and when he ever decides that he wants to eventually get into politics, or make a name for himself in that direction, which he briefly talked about in an article, he doesn't have to, because this is one of my biggest beefs with people running for office, he doesn't have to talk about his competition. His resume is so amazing that he could do what I wish every politician would do, and that's tell us what you've done. Tell us what you've accomplished. He's got a laundry list a mile long, which is amazing. So not only did City Pulse recognize him, but he is in the top 40 under 40 of lawyers that are recognized by the National Black Lawyers Association. And has been recognized in that group since 2016. He's currently in that group. And all this while having a private practice. So I respect Dave because he's almost a hero for me. I respect Dave because he not only did he set his goals, and stick to them and not let anything deter him or sway him from that, all while, helping in his community even when he was younger. He was always helping out. He helped take care of family, and family is very important to him. He's dedicated to his current family, along with his family he's grown up with, but he's dedicated to his current family. He's a provider of his home. He's honest. He's dedicated. He is a member of his community that participates in his community. There's a lot of people out there that don't do that. So I guess I just wanted to brag on him. Like I said, I've known Dave for a long time. I've watched him grow to become one of the several finest people I have ever known. And I'm also glad to say that I was a part of that in some way, shape, or form. That's what which all leads back to respect. I respect Dave and that, and those aspects. That would be the first definition of respect. And that's his abilities, qualities, and achievements. And that's amazing. Even with the second definition, his feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others, we have that here in our house. I practice those on a daily basis just in society. Working in a public environment where I interact with people all the time, we're constantly doing that. I'm constantly respecting somebody's wishes. Best example of that at work is we have some customers that order that because of their religion, they truly can't have, they're vegetarians. So, and they ask us, hey, can you please make sure that all your utensils that you're going to use to cut my pizza with are washed and cleaned before you cut my pizza. So there's no meat product at all or even a hint or a thought of it on their pizza. Absolutely. That's respecting their wishes. You know, that's important to them. That's a value they carry. Why would I not do that? These are the things we need to think about in our society. It's just something as simple as that. I have another friend who is Muslim who prays all the time. Even at work. He prays so many times a day, so he has to take a moment out of work. Do I tell him no, he can't do that because he's at work? No, I respect that wish. I respect his culture and his values. These are the things we need that I feel is respect. All right, so that's my spiel on respect today. At any rate, rest of the week. I think tomorrow we are going to do a shredded chicken taco. It's another quick, easy weeknight meal. I think I've never actually made it, but it's got very few ingredients, very few steps involved to make, and we're basically making the filling for the taco. We'll probably spend more time. I think a majority of the time would be spent cutting up whatever toppings you want to put on your tacos. And then Thursday for baking, we're going to do a carrot cake. Just a traditional classic carrot cake with an amazing cream cheese frosting on it that I'm pretty sure you will enjoy. I know I have not had a carrot cake in probably the better half of 15 years. And me and Chris were talking, and it just sounded really good. It sounded refreshing for a cake, but as refreshing as a cake can be. So we'll run through those things. Plus, you'll probably get to see a fourth video this week, depending if we get the opportunity to film it. We're going to can and process tomatoes for tomato sauce. The beauty of just making tomato sauce is you can make it anything you want. We had talked briefly at one point about doing a spaghetti sauce and a meat sauce, sauce for marinara, and other things. And then but then the more we thought about it, why not just do tomato sauce and then we can add our seasonings afterwards? That way, it's a little more versatile that way. And we're going to do big quart jars, just like the big 28-ounce cans, and then we'll do 16-ounce pint jars, some of those. That way we have smaller containers for just cooking meals, big ones for spaghetti, chili, small ones for additions into meals. We're also going to do some more dill pickles and some bread and butter pickles. And matter of fact, I can show you real quick the tomatoes and the pickles. But then we're also going to can up some beans. But right here, there's my basil drying right there. Right there is part of our tomatoes at any rate. It's about a half a bushel there. And these are all grown from the garden outside that you've seen in previous videos. And then here, let me set you down for a second. Stare at my lovely Evil Skewer pan and my wok and my lodge. This lodge here is absolutely amazing, and it's about 40 years old. But then we got lovely pickling cucumbers right there that we're going to do those up with. So we've got all that happening this week also. So I'm going to try to shoot some video on that stuff so you guys can see that too. And if it doesn't come out this week, it may come out next week. I am going on vacation in 3 weeks. Now, by vacation, I'm not actually leaving anywhere. I'm just not going to work. And we're trying to get as much as we can done before we just take time off, so we can truly take time off and relax. For those of you that don't have a family yet, between a busy work schedule and just everyday life of kids going to school and things like that, we don't have a whole lot of time to sit and relax and just breathe the air, so to speak. So we're gonna, I'm taking my first real full vacation in probably 3 years. Chris is going to do the same, and we're just going to sit around and relax. You know, maybe go out to dinner, something like that. Hit up a thrift store here or there. We're always looking for stuff like that. And hopefully here in the next couple weeks, oh yeah, we're going to make salsa also, which I'll videotape. Absolutely. I don't mean to brag, although I do brag a lot sometimes. But we're going to make salsa, and I think this salsa is pretty good. I know between friends and family and us, I will probably end up making about 120 pint jars of salsa. And I make it every year. It's absolutely great, and I will love to give you the recipe for it. And we're going to try and make some rotel, which is just tomatoes and chili peppers, combined with some other spices, and have that on the shelf instead of buying canned rotel. That being said, we still have canned rotel. It's always good to have some canned goods set back. You just never know. Anyhow, that's the plan for the week. Shredded chicken tacos on tomorrow, carrot cake on Thursday, and we'll be canning something this week, hands down. So if not, you'll be seeing them in 2 to 3 weeks when I go on vacation. I just put videos out, or we may do videos while I'm on vacation. Never know. Anyhow, that's the plan for this week at any rate. I love you guys. I love you guys so very much. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope you got something out of this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell if you want to know when I put my videos out on those days. Hit the dislike button. If you feel the need, comment on anything we talk about. I'd love to hear your side, or if there's something you want me to talk about, I would love to talk about that. You can always find me on Facebook under Brian's Aquatics. I'm also on Instagram, and that's all my social medias is these 3 here. And we can chat. I love to chat, talk, have quick conversations on comments, things like that. Like I said, there's something you want me to look into or talk about, let me know. Something you want me to bake, let me know. Cook, let me know. That being said, like I said, I love you and I love you very much. Tell somebody else you love them and you love them very much. It's going to make their whole day a whole lot better, and we need it more than ever. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Get your vaccination if you haven't gotten it done yet. And I will see you tomorrow for tacos. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.